Hey, good day, everyone. This will be a recovery video log for September 11th, 2025. It was a Thursday, and it is also the anniversary of 9/11. 24 years now, which is insane. Um, it's always funny when we talk about 9/11 because no one ever mentions the year. So, like, kids can kind of just assume whatever year it happened, and everyone will come up with, like, a different number in their head until they're, like, actually fully corrected, and I think that's hilarious. But yeah. So all the goals for the day were to brush teeth, make a morning video log, fix my debit card. It wasn't working when I was trying to buy something last night, and then buy Kingdom Come Deliverance. I was going to buy the first one on PC, and then we needed to go to Walmart to return some clothes. So first thing, woke up this morning and ran to Albertsons to get some donuts, and then ate those, played video games, and watched YouTube for a couple hours before Ava got up. And then we went to Walmart and did. She needed to return pants and like switch them out for more a different pair of pants. So we did that. And then afterwards we went and got some Burger King, and I realized that I did not like fully properly activate my debit card. So I had to go when we got back. I did that really quick. There was like one more page, like a confirmation page that I missed entirely because I just clicked activate and then just left it. And then bought Kingdom Come Deliverance for like $8 on PC, and I've only ever played it on Xbox, and I'm super excited to get back into it. It is literally like probably one of the first games that really inspired my like deep joy of medieval things, and it I like Kingdom Come Deliverance because it's so, I always say, biblically accurate, lore accurate. Like it is literally like there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 to 12 towns, like a location's name that you can like fast travel to. And other than that, the game is roads in between, forests, and farmland. Like there is so much farmland for every single settlement. I'm like, that's exactly what it would have been like. Like before we had modern farming practices, like every single place would have had just massive farms. Every town would have, half the houses have personal gardens. Like everyone is doing something to make food. That's like the thing humans do. And then it's like also like blacksmithing. Like there's huge smelteries and stuff. Like as you're going around, you just see like literally a place, and just imagine like you're walking through piles of charcoal and like blacksmiths everywhere. Like ore smelting and food production are like the things to do in a medieval world. And I feel like there's so many medieval worlds in TV shows, anime, movies, even where it's like, oh yeah, guys, this is the biggest city in the entire kingdom. You look at it, where's the food coming from? Do you have a way to transport food that's so cheap and efficient that no one here needs to grow food? Every road is cobblestone. That's what you're telling me right now? That's impossible. I don't believe. I simply do not believe you. Like it's crazy. I'm trying to think of other places that have like done it well, but literally, I mean, even in real life, you look around. There's so much farmland, and we have ways to transport things that are cheap and efficient. And even then, towns still have farms in them. Like there are still cities that have farmland right outside, right? So it's interesting that Kingdom Come Deliverance is probably one of the few games I've seen that obviously they don't have like the infrastructure put in place. Like people aren't making like food deliveries and stuff. There isn't like things like that. People don't have like a systematic routine of delivering to grocers and all that. But the actual sprawl of the land and like the population numbers are relatively accurate. Like there's only 40 people in a town, 100 people in a main city, maybe 150 to 200. Like when the buildings are that big and people like own stuff, there's not going to be more than 500 people in a big settlement. Like there just isn't enough food to support everyone, right? Um, the game doesn't have a lot of kids though. I have noticed that. I feel like people would have a lot more kids doing stuff, and I think that it's one of those things where it's like you don't really want to put kids in a game just for them to work on a farm. That probably wouldn't go over like incredibly well in a modern society. I'm like, but it's like what you did. Like kids had to work. Like kids 50 years ago were picking cherries. You're telling me there's no kids out here pushing the cow through the field? Like that's just not happening? I don't believe you. But obviously that's a whole other facet of the game. So I'm super excited to play Kingdom Come Deliverance. And then I got to play a little bit before work, just like started up the game, and after work, Korey bumped into one of his old acquaintances from high school outside, and was like, "Let's look up a picture of him." So we went through all my yearbooks because I have all of them from sixth grade to senior year, right? Went through all of them and couldn't find the person, but we did like find some funny photos of other people, and we're like talking about stuff we did, and then I loaded up Kingdom Come Deliverance while we were talking and started a hardcore run, died within an hour because it's literally just like it was actually probably within 15 minutes because I start the game, do all the initial stuff, go to talk to the guy, and I just like take his axe, Kunesh's axe, and he's literally just like, "Hey, stop!" and he punching me, and then the guard runs over with a halberd and literally just goes dead instantly. You didn't need to kill me for stealing, bro. You could have just apprehended me. I don't know if it was all, but yeah, I died immediately, and then started a regular one and got through like the beginning sequence before bed. So that was pretty nice. But yeah, I wanted to share a daily thought about there's this cognitive disconnect that I've noticed between people who were alive and conscious during 9/11, like understood the implications and ramifications, and people who were either children back then or born after 9/11, that we just don't really view it as like that severe of a thing. You know, like it was really, really polarizing when it occurred. Right now, I was born in 2003, 2 years after 9/11. I am a very logical person. I like to think I'm very logically sound, emotionally stable. When I look at the numbers for 9/11 and all the things we do now to avoid another one, I hate to say it, it's kind of blown out of proportion. So the number that I know is 3,000 people died in 9/11, a little under 3,000. We just justify it with what's it called? Estimate it, round up, right? To 3,000. We have directly killed or caused the death of over 1.5 million people in the Middle East. The number's a little bit bigger. So if you go and divide 1.5 million, the 1.5 million divided by 3,000, we have returned the favor over 500 times. So that means for every person, was that math right? Okay, yeah, just double checking. So that means for every American citizen who died in the 9/11 attacks, we've killed 500 Middle Eastern people. Why? What's the justification here? And I know the inner machination is like the military industrial complex. George Bush needed a reason to like become popular. I can understand the inner political workings of why we needed to have a war in the Middle East. I don't think we needed to have it for 20 years, personally, and I don't think we needed to cause 500 deaths per American citizen. I don't think 1.5 million people were involved in the 9/11 attacks. I don't think 1.5 million people deserve to die. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't... I don't get it, right? Like, that doesn't resonate with me at all. And so I'm sitting here and I'm just like, what was the point? Like, why... The Bin Laden family was very well known in America. We had his family in America at the time. Why did we kill so many people? What is the point? Why did we go and send so many Americans to go die in the Middle East? It just doesn't make any sense to me, right? But when I talk to my mom about it, and it's like her view is kind of like right after 9/11, he had to send troops in the Middle East. Like, if he didn't respond to it, it would have been catastrophic for him as a leader, right? So George Bush kind of had to set this thing in place where we're going to be in the Middle East for 20 years. Why do we have a leader who is, at the beginning of his presidency, so, I don't want to say unpopular, minorly popular, right? Like, he barely won the presidential election. Like, he was minorly more popular, right? How do we have someone who's minorly more popular who has to do something like that? I'm not saying George Bush did 9/11, right? Like, that's not confirmed. But how come his reaction? How come he had to react like that in such a violent way? And then people were like, oh yeah, let's do this. Because he had just put in a bill to cut taxes. So, cut taxes and started a war. Now we're in a vicious debt cycle that we can't get out of. Or won't get out of because the Congress is inept, right? The issue I have is why did it make him more popular, right? Like, he kind of rallied everyone. Like, there was never a better feeling in America than after 9/11. Like, we mourned it, yeah, but everyone was Team America. Everyone was united. Like, America, America, right? And I feel like everything we've tried to do after that to unite the country has just been, like, absolutely blowing on dead coals. And, like, we need to unite the country again. We're not connected as a country anymore because we saw the fallout of that connectedness. We all were united on 9/11 bad, war in the Middle East good. Right, let's go fight. As the war drags on, we hate the war in the Middle East. We don't want to go fight in the Middle East. Right? Like, we don't have an enemy like that anymore. And I hate that it had to be such a the homeland is being attacked kind of thing to really unite America. And I think that you could unite America much more simply by being a good, truthful, authentic person. Like, that's what people want, right? Like, there's so many facets of humans in America, but people want someone who's just genuine. And I hate that George Bush was, in every clip of him I see, not really a genuine person. I call on all nations. Stop terror. Stop terror attacks. I call upon all nations of the world to stop terror. Now watch this drive. Dude, why are you talking about golf right now? Why are we talking about golf? Like, what is this? And it's like, I feel like he knew that that would have looked bad, but he also knew that he had to comment on the war on terror mid-golf session, which is just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, it's just, looking back, it's so silly to be alive in that time. Like, I cannot even imagine, bro. And I just... It's so disappointing because that was when the poor leadership really... Who was president before Bush? I should know, but I don't. Before Bush. I don't want them in this order, right? George W. Bush, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the last president who had a surplus, bro. Before him, George Bush's dad. Before that, Reagan. Yeah, it really did start with Carter and Reagan, honestly. People didn't really like Jimmy Carter, and then Reagan did his trickle-down economics. It's just the level of leadership has declined so fiercely since John F. Kennedy. It is actually unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know enough about Lyndon B. Johnson or Ford, but Nixon, Carter, Reagan, that's a rough one back to back to back. George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, and then George Bush. Rough one. Obama, I liked Obama. I was a kid, I liked Obama. As an adult, I think he should have done way more antitrust and way less ICE. But I liked Obama, right? Like, he was 2 kids, he was great. Now we have Trump, Biden, Trump back to back. Dude, we are on a generationally bad streak of presidents. This is really, really rough, man. So, yeah. I just wanted to say that on 9/11 is, like, the proportion of which we've retaliated for 9/11 is so much more than necessary. And it really feels like that was, like, the last time people really respected the leader. And it was for, like, a year after 9/11. And it took an actual disaster to occur on homeland to unite the country under the president. Other than that, it's impossible. So, pisses me off. Because it inspires people to think that it's a good idea to unite the country under disaster. And I don't think that's a good idea. So, yeah. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.